the 11th instalment in the What Caught My Eye series. In this edition, we're going to be focusing on the breaking news that's just about happened. Marco Silva has been sacked, finally, as the Everton manager. His last game was yesterday's Merseyside defeat by 5-2 against the dirty Scouse bastards. Now, I made a video a year ago when they signed Richarlison that Marco Silva will not last the season, that he will eventually get sacked. I said he was going to get sacked after they lost against Millwall in the FA Cup. I watched that game. They went 1-0 down, 2-1 up, and then lost 3-2. It was similar in a carbon copy of the Brighton game just the other week. And I was right, a year down the line. He wasn't good enough for Everton. Justice for Marco Silva, for Sam Allardyce, I beg your pardon. Or if he was Sam Silva, you'd say, what a fantastic manager, he should get more time. And it's very funny how Evertonians, right, they back and they worship the ground that Marco Silva walked on more than did Roberto Martinez. Roberto Martinez did a much better job than Marco Silva has done. He has lost against every single promoted sides this season. They had a chance when they played Aston Villa early on in the season to go second in the Premier League on the Friday night football. They lost 2-0. And they've been gone in a downward spiral ever since. Now, Evertonians, you're stuck in a time warp. You think it's the bloody 90s again, or the 80s, when you were winning the Cup Winners' Cup and FA Cup and the league with the managers that you had at your disposal, manager you had. But you're a nothing football club now. You are not in a position to pick which manager should replace Marco Silva. You treated Sam Allardyce with contempt, and revenge is a dish best served cold, and it's quite frankly the right decision to get rid of Marco Silva. David Moyes, if he goes in there, he'll do a better job with that squad of players than Marco Silva did. Sam Allardyce only had one transfer window. Marco Silva had a couple of transfer windows. And there was a graphic on Sky that you've spent under 500 million once Mashiri took over. And where's it got you? Absolutely nowhere. And a semi-final of the FA Cup, which we beat you, by the way. So this was going to happen eventually. He's a terrible manager. Paul Mercer was right about him. I was right about him. You know, he just loves himself, doesn't he? You know, a cardboard box has more personality. Replace him with a block of wood and you won't be able to tell the difference. He should be arrested for crimes against management. There was more cons to keeping him rather than pros. He should be sacked a long, long time ago, months in advance. So now Everton might get their act together. They have a good squad. The player they signed for Juventus, it's funny how Marco Silva bought him and he doesn't want to play him. And I think he will start on the weekend against Chelsea when Moisey does take temporary charge, you know. So I'm glad Max has been sacked, right again, thank you very much. And we're going to find out now what happens, because they're in the relegation zone as it stands. Southampton won yesterday. Lucky for Hasenhüttl, because they shouldn't have beaten Watford, because VAR made a mistake in not letting that goal be on. So, you know, he's got a little bit of luck in itself. But Everton probably, you know, I would love Everton to get relegated. It would be fantastic to see the Evertonians cry, these Scousers and all that, you know, into their beers, into their glasses, what have you, whatever. So Marco Silva's gone. I'm very happy about that. And that's going to leave Richarlison in limbo. And Watford fans, this is what I say on videos before. He who laughs last, laughs longest. And I'm sure tonight, Watford fans, that crave comfort despite them being rock bottom of the Premier League, will know Marco Silva's been sacked and they were justified. And also, Richarlison, your former club got to a cup final last season. You went out in the third round of the FA Cup last season.